In a world that's more interconnected than ever, the US finds itself at a crossroads. Gone are the days when it could flex its muscles in every corner of the globe, but as tempting as it might be, the world's complexities today will not allow this. Now, the US economy is intricately woven with global threads and trends, and turning a blind eye to emerging powers could spell disaster. This is where we need to pay more attention to Asia. Now, let's talk numbers and strategy. While the Middle East and Eastern Europe are currently hogging the limelight with their conflicts, and not in a good way, Asia's significance cannot be understated. It's a major player in maintaining a sort of economic equilibrium throughout the current state of the world economy, and geopolitical regions. Now, the Biden administration's recent softer stance on China might be attributed to various factors, but diverting attention completely from Asia, now that might be a strategic blunder. Let's explore this further, and to understand the importance of Asia, we're going to take a look at East Asia in particular. Tokyo and Seoul come to mind, and these are major cities that showcase the rapid development and modernization of Eastern Asia. Now, these cities highlight the blend of old traditions with new innovation. Their growth and the broader prosperity of East Asia can be compared to the development seen in Northern Europe. And in just a few short decades, they've transformed themselves from a war-torn landscape to global leaders in technology, finance, and culture. Additionally, the fast-paced industrial growth in South and Southeast Asia are also noteworthy. However, there are concerns in this region. China's rise as a powerful nation presents challenges. China has emerged as a global superpower, both revered and feared, and its strong stance on regional issues, especially regarding Taiwan and the South China Sea, creates tension. While the possibility of an actual war may be low, the ongoing dispute can have impact on the stability of that region. It's essential to monitor these dynamics as they have global implications. Now, Asia's economic importance to the world is undeniable, and according to a report of the World Economic Forum in 2020, Asia's GDP overtook the GDP of the rest of the world combined, and by 2030, the region is expected to contribute roughly 60% of global growth, and Asia Pacific region accounts for almost 37% of world GDP at purchasing power. So it also compromises some of the most dynamic economies in the world. The contribution to global growth of emerging Asia alone, perhaps the most dynamic economic area in the world, reaches about 40% last year, and Asia's economic ties to the US are very significant, with the region contributing to 1.1 trillion US imports and 875 billion in US exports just in 2020 alone. Now, in contrast, the Middle East economic relevance to the US is waning, as the country is no longer reliant on Middle Eastern oil, and the rise of electric vehicles is further diminishing the region's significance. The Middle East has been a region of conflict for decades, with the Iraq War and ongoing tensions in Israel being some of the most prominent examples. Now, while Asia has a status quo worth preserving, the Middle East needs a complete overhaul. However, this transformation cannot be spearheaded by external powers like the US. Past interventions like the Iraq War have only deepened the mistrust towards the US, and we likely need to consider the reality that it's time for change. So, where does this leave us? The US needs to recalibrate its global strategy. While it's essential to maintain a presence in the Middle East, the focus should be on minimal intervention. Asia, on the other hand, demands more robust engagement, both from a military and a diplomatic standpoint, and probably a stronger focus on diplomacy. Now, strengthening ties with allies, bolstering defense capabilities, and fostering economic partnerships should be the top priority for the US. So while the allure of headline-grabbing conflicts might be hard to resist, the US needs to stay the course on Asia. The stakes are just too high, and the rewards are so significant to be ignored. And as they hold many of the cards to our global economic future, we need to make sure that the focus continues to be Asia.